We Brits are brilliant at volunteering. 1 in 4 of us regularly give up our time to help others, putting something back into the community. I want to tap into that spirit to make good things happen. I'm on a mission to discover the positive effects of volunteering, from the volunteers themselves to the individuals and the communities that they help. Every day, people donate their time, expertise, imagination and elbow grease for others.
They were in need of carpenters and volunteers, so I just grabbed my tools and came down for the afternoon.
I never thought at the end of my life I'd be helping others.
I think volunteering's the lifeblood of what it is to be human.
Yes!
It's modest, ordinary people who are making such amazing difference to people's lives.
The world to me is a beautiful place now. It's 360 degrees from where I've come from.
I'm better than what I was. I couldn't do this a year ago.
My team is exploring inspiring schemes throughout the UK and tackling projects of our own. This is about communities at their best. People giving to help others. This is about the incredible things we can achieve together. This is Operation People Power. I'm in Easton in Bristol. Like many inner city areas in the UK, it has mixed fortunes. Unlike towns, cities and villages around the country, there are projects and local heroes who work tirelessly to bring people together. One person I've met striving to do just that is Bruce. And like others who share his vision, he could do with a helping hand to really make a difference to the local area.
All communities need a centre, and when you're in a poor area, as we are here, one of the poorest in the country, that centre becomes more valuable and more needed.
Spaces where residents can come together are being squeezed out of many neighbourhoods due to the need for offices and housing. These hubs are facing closure or are under pressure to impose costly charges for the locals to use them. Bruce runs a community centre called Bagator, and he has a very different aspiration for the place.
Any improvement is always going to benefit the community.
We're coming together to show what can be done with a bit of old-fashioned community spirit and unlocking the skills and goodwill that can be found in every neighbourhood. We made a start on Bagator's outdoor space.
It looks so different to how it looked earlier, and it's been really fun as well.
It's nice to be able to give back.
The volunteers we've rustled up have worked tirelessly to transform the area into a multifunctional garden that will benefit all generations. But that garden is just the start of an incredible change in fortunes that can be replicated anywhere with a bit of people power. I've called in reinforcements. Some talented people who I know have got the skills to give the project a leg up. First up, it's Nikki Chapman. If anyone can get residents to donate their hard graft, it's her. Juliet Sargent has been lending us her artistic flair, but she's not just an award-winning garden designer. Oh no! As a qualified psychologist, she knows better than many how projects such as these are so important. Martin Ashton has been visiting some of the many inspirational projects that are enhancing communities and lives across the country and bringing that inspiration back here to Bristol. And keeping things practical, Mark Miller's skills and determination are going to be critical, keeping this project on track. tidying up to be a... Having masterminded the redesign of the outdoor space, Mark's back at Bagator to assess the scale of the task ahead. Well, when they say first impressions are everything, it's clear to see Bagator falls far from the mark.
We could keep the blue and white.
We've got to give them more, haven't we?
That's
so if it's
what
a
we want.
community,
Yes, yeah.
you think you've got to light the community up?
You see, Matt, you're the man. You're the man to do this. Sometimes it's the unglamorous jobs that will help the most. And there's certainly plenty of those.
All right then, take me to it, mate.
After you, Mark. This is it.
Thank you very much. Clean your feet.
See, it's a nice space, isn't it? It's been a youth club for 15 years quite successfully, but other age groups do use the facility. They do use it as a hub to the community. The Bagator dream is to have the inside and out in constant use by all ages in the local area. But when money is hard to come by, some key jobs just don't get done. The disabled loo is tired, but more importantly, unfit for purpose. The doors aren't wide enough for a wheelchair, meaning disabled users need to use an outside toilet. The ceiling in the cafe is damp and dilapidated. It needs to be fully replaced in order to stand the test of time. Pipes and electrics are on show, and unused doors and breakable glass windows could be an accident waiting to happen.
How long have we got?
A few days. A few days.
And we've got no money?
No, but that's the purpose. It's community. It's all for one, one for all. But that's not all. Aside from the newly transformed garden, outside, the courtyard is littered with old and unpractical storage, and a condemned building takes up usable space. I can see all sorts of stuff being happening out here. It's a hub, it's a centre, it's a safe haven.
It's definitely a blank canvas, mate, I'll give you that. My concern is the time and the volunteers.
If the community could help with these larger jobs, then Bruce has the foundations to build on, putting his own stamp on the place. But before we can do anything, we need to find the willing people who can give up their time to help. And so, I'm deploying the charm bomb, Nicky Chapman, to persuade the good people of Easton to lend a hand.
We're working on a couple of projects in this area, literally just down the road. We're looking for people to get involved in any way they can, but it's urgent. Excuse me, can I be cheeky? I'm looking for volunteers.
And she's already signed up May, who is a dab hand.
I did some volunteer work back in Brighton before I relocated here.
How long have you actually lived in Bristol?
I've been in Bristol for 10 days, so it'd be a great way of meeting people in a new community where I don't know anyone. And it gives you a real sense of the kind of things that are going on where you live.
On her rounds, she's bumped into someone who knows firsthand how valuable the role played by Bagator is to the neighbourhood.
Bagator is really amazing. And especially my daughter and one of my sons, we used to go there regular. Now he's an adult, but I try to get my other two teenagers to go.
Jennifer, why do you think Bagator is so important for the community?
If it wasn't things like Bagator, the kids would be on the street, and there's nothing for them to do. They'd be messing around, giving trouble, and that's not good for the community and the society.
Another person who knows how vital Bagator can be is Samia. It changed her life in more ways than one.
So I first started going back to when I was 15. We were there as like a little family, and then we had the friends that we knew as well. And even the new people that started to come, we just made them feel at home. A lot of people in my sister's year and my year, they didn't want to go. They were all into their just walking around on the streets, doing drugs, drinking alcohol, all those type of things. I didn't do well at school, college, or anything like that, but I think if it wasn't for Bagator, I wouldn't be here now where I am. I think these youth centres are not used enough. These places actually give stuff back to the community, so I know that my daughter will have something when she's older.
Bruce's dream is that as well as catering to the young, Bagator will continue to attract all ages if they can continue with the improvements to the centre. But social clubs aren't just for the youngsters. This is the Malcolm X Elders Group in St Paul's. This lively bunch certainly know how to get on their feet, get out in the community and lift their spirits. One of the group's activities was the brainchild of Grenville from Golden Oldies. He realised that a good old sing-song is the best icebreaker.
The social aspect of meeting together and singing together and making friends is actually more important than the singing. That sort of knowledge about the power of the friendship of singing sort of got my brain working. I thought if I could grab that atmosphere of fun and I could take it to people who don't have much fun, then there might be an idea there.
There's so many health problems associated with getting older. Is singing good therapy?
Oh, yes. I mean, I took a session once, and there was a couple that came. He had Alzheimer's, and she was a carer. For him, the switch was off, and you know, and people will know that when those who have got members of family, that this terrible cloud that comes down. Anyway, so I was doing One Review Elvis, and we were going into Elvis. Your kiss to me is worth a fortune. And you're always there. And he started to sing. The switch came on, and he started to sing. And she's holding his hand, and all the people in the room are looking across. I couldn't look because I was starting to go, because it doesn't take a lot to get me going. And they were singing to each other. They were singing to each other this song, and he was alive again. You know, he was alive. It's the only way you can describe it. And at the end of the song, it's The Wonder of You. She threw her arms around him, and they kissed. I mean, they had a snog, and then the switch went off.
Yeah, but for her...
the song brought him alive. That song brought him back to life, Dave. And everyone in the room was in tears, and he passed away not long after. But that proves how music can reach out. Music crosses all boundaries. Songs can trigger memories, and people with Alzheimer's, with dementia, and you know, it's not long. You don't get long.
So what would you need to get another session going?
I would need, in any part of the UK, any part, however remote, 2 or 3 people to say, this is special. We've got older folk who live in our community who are lonely, and we think it'd be brilliant if they could come together and have a sing-song in the Goldie style. We could have sessions across the whole of the country. So what I want is people to volunteer and say, how can we help? We could be everywhere.
We're a helpful bunch, as it happens. An estimated 1 in 3 people in the UK volunteered at least once in the last year.
Very well.
But without the consistent donation of time from volunteers, then many groups that provide a lifeline to certain members of the community can't survive. And that is a problem the Malcolm X elders know all too well.
Volunteers are very important. We haven't got the money to pay anyone. And as a group, we come here to help each other. Otherwise, we'd be all sitting in our little homes, vegetating. One has to put the effort out. You can't just sit there and say, I can't. You see, all these things here is not something that I like to be lifting, but there's nobody here. We used to have a man who used to come, now he's in hospital. Hazel? It is a struggle, and you see, you are seeing what we are here, seeing what we're going through. It's a struggle. But what else can we do? I am drained already. Never mind that when I reach home and my pain start on me now, I can just sit in the chair and groan. We all have our different ailments. Everybody in here is a sick person. It gets too much. We need volunteer to help in the kitchen, to cook, wash her up, help to tidy up the kitchen, and other things that are here. We need help helping one another. That's what the club needs. And because, as I said, we have no money to pay anyone, it's got to be volunteers. I'm a volunteer. She's a volunteer. We're all volunteers. We come together as a group to help each other.
We already have an army of people working at Bagator, but this needs a different kind of volunteer. People willing to help out on a regular basis. Well, this to me seems quite straightforward. It's not about building structures. It's just about volunteers, giving time, just a little time, but enough to make a difference. It looks like Nikki has found some of the answers. She has brought her volunteers, including Jennifer, who she met earlier. It turns out she's a cook and is keen to try and relieve the pressure on Cherry.
We need more volunteers, brisk like Jennifer. We need somebody swift like how she's moving. Well, we appreciate this now, that somebody has come that livens me up in the kitchen.
These ladies are amazing. I'm out of breath. They've been dancing for way over half an hour. Such rhythm, such style. Totally put me in the shade. Hello, ladies. I'm hovering with a cup of tea. What an amazing place that you have here.
Monday is like a day for me where I come and sit beside all these old funkies.
Funkies, I like that.
That's our friend. Yeah, we're all friends.
You're like the Three Musketeers, you girls, aren't you?
Yeah. Follow each other.
I suppose it's not just about meeting up, is it? It's the venue, it's the facilities, being on your doorstep. And do lots of people have jobs here? Or, there's one lady I was talking to, and she's a buddy for another lady that's got dementia, and she's been looking after her.
You're speaking Joyce?
Yes, Joyce.
Yeah.
And then you've got people like Helen who've come in, not only helping, but also, I suppose, sitting around and chatting. That's always lovely, isn't it?
Definitely.
Have you enjoyed yourself today?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's lovely to meet ladies who've still got that spark, even if they're a little bit older. It's something I always think is incredible. It's really inspirational, Bernie, because I think so many people sort of say, oh, I'm too old for this, or they sit at home and they don't do anything. That's the common theme here. People get out every week and you know, they do this. So many people.
Never too old.
Yeah, exactly.
Never too old. Come on, put it there. I think all of us, the three of us, never too old.
That's Ina. Just shout Ina.
It looks and smells absolutely delicious. The girls are still hard at it in the kitchen. Nearly everybody now has had their meal. And it's interesting because there's a real sense of pride, of ownership. You know, and the elders have said they do need youngers to help them create what they've got here. And you can see our volunteers are doing a sterling job. Because I was worried, are we going to integrate? Are we going to get it right? This balance, this friendship that they have here. But early signs are good, aren't they? Now, Terry, what do you think of our lovely volunteer here, both of them? Have they done a good job? Yeah. Yeah? You need people like that.
Very good.
But at the end of the day, Cherry, I think we know who's in charge.
Not me.
So, Jennifer, your first experience, how's it been? I have to say you got completely straight away.
Amazing.
Yeah?
Amazing. Because as soon as I met Mom, I just find my way. And that was it. She just gave me the okay.
Is this going to be a regular thing on a Monday?
You can't get me away now.
It was great we were able to help out at the centre, but it isn't about one day, is it? That volunteering work has to continue. So I'm delighted, thrilled, in fact, that not only did Jennifer really love that whole experience, but she's committed to doing it all over again in the future.
I'm convinced if we can help to make Bagator a more inviting space, we can recreate the same kind of energy. And there's definitely a need for more local groups like Malcolm X. Bristol-born and bred Eunice lives up the road from Bagator. Eunice met the love of her life, Dennis, in 1952.
We met when we were 17. That was it. There was nobody else. And then we got married in 57. We had a wonderful life. We spent every minute of every day together. All sorts of different things we would do. Water was an adventure for Dennis. Whatever happened, we always went on water. We had boats. Travelled everywhere, Germany, France, Switzerland, Austria, Belgium.
All was wonderful until Dennis was diagnosed with a heart condition. One day early this year, Dennis very suddenly passed away at home while Eunice was with him. After 60 years sharing their lives, Eunice has had to get used to some big changes.
You know, Eunice, I can't imagine what it's like after all these years of having a partner to share all these things with. How difficult is it? Sort of getting back into the game now you're effectively on your own.
I keep going, but I don't get that fun out of life. It is a big loss. There is just no other person there. I will wander from here into the kitchen to make myself a cup of tea, come back fully expecting to find him sat in the chair still. It's like losing half of yourself, really.
Mm.
You know, one half goes on and the other half isn't doing anything. And when I do go out, I really do have to make an effort to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that you have to get over, really, day by day. I haven't got the circle of friends that we used to have before, that we could go out to maybe have a drink or a meal. All that side of it is gone. It's lonely from the start of the day, really.
Mm-hmm.
You get up to an empty house. There's no one around. And you sometimes wonder where life is really going. It's just totally isolated for roughly 60 parts of the day for me, really.
Right. There must be so many people in the same position as well.
Yeah, I think there must be, and if there was places around, you know, we could probably meet up together and go to these things.
Yes.
If there was a musical group around, I would enjoy that sort of thing.
To make life more fun, if we could find something to fill that 60 parts, I mean, would you be interested in giving stuff a go if it appealed to you?
Oh yeah, I'd try anything once.
That's good enough for me. If we can find a few people, Grenville will help to set up a group at Bagator. But, as I know, in order to do anything like this, we need a community hub that is up to scratch, and the people that are willing to give up a little bit of time in order to make it happen.
Hello, can I stop you for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, no worries.
Have you ever volunteered for anything? We need people to get involved.
But we need people that can do all sorts of things.
I can paint a fence really well.
Can you?
Yeah.
I like that. Use that one. Success.
3 more enthusiastic volunteers.
Nikki's joined us to talk about a brand new programme that she's working on at the moment called People Power.
We're looking for volunteers over the next few days, next few weeks. We've got different projects, and hopefully we're going to make a huge, huge difference. I'm looking for Rob. Over here. Thank you. Hard at work, Rob.
Hi, how you doing?
I've heard all about you. Apparently you're the man with all the contacts.
And all the volunteers.
So what is going on here? Tell me more.
This is going to be our new community hub, and the idea of the community hub is a central point for our volunteer network. And our volunteer network started from taking aid out to France for the refugees, and gradually we've expanded that into volunteering in Bristol.
So how long, when did you start volunteering and getting this extraordinary group of people together?
This group, as we are now, are a year old this week. In France, the situation out there was really bad. A few of us were sat at home watching what was unfolding on the telly and thought, we've got to do something. And we just got a group of builders together. We went out there and we started building stuff, building kitchens, communal areas, things like that. All the guys here all do the same thing. They're all working, they're all giving their time voluntary. They've all got jobs, they've all got lives that they take the time out to do. And whether that's in the evenings or weekends or just a half day here and a half day there, or somebody like Finn who's working over here, he took months out, went out to France and devoted his life for a period of time to just working there.
That's extraordinary. I mean, you're doing it so successfully with such enthusiasm, but what does volunteering mean to you?
To be honest, when I started it, I probably did it for a bit of self-gratification, but once we got to France and we saw what life's like for people in genuine need, that all just goes out the window and you just forget about that, and then you're just doing it because you can't not do it.
You have got the most amazing collection of people together, but we are looking for volunteers. I'm hoping you're going to be able to help. One of the projects that we're having to work on is Bagator, which is this fantastic community centre in Easton, which is already existing. It's up and running, however, it needs work. It needs people to help to really do it over, and then we can extend it. So it's not just the young people that already go there, but we can offer it to the wider community of Easton as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we can help.
I'm looking at you longingly, aren't I?
No, we can help, definitely. Yeah, we can definitely help.
So, I mean, we need people to paint, to open the garden, to really get involved.
Yeah. We've got the people here. This project's a 6-week project. We've got plenty of time. We can take some people off of this, give you a hand, bring them back next week or the week after, or however long you need.
Music to my ears. You are the right person to help.
No problem.
I'm going to be listening to everything,
yeah.
everything you say.
No problem.
Great.
We can do this. Yeah.
Right, I will see you later.
Brilliant.
Best of luck, guys.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
What a result! Good job, Nikki. So we've got the reinforcements we need, but leaving Bagator with a lasting legacy will take a bit more than a lick of paint. It's keeping the momentum of volunteering that will keep this place going.
Ain't it? Yeah, it's as simple as that.
It's time to bring in the heavy metal.
Don't you just love a big digger? I love them! It's quite weird for us to try and get our head round sort of the layout of it all while the buildings are still up, you know, because we've got we've got new cabins to go in there, porta cabins, groundworks to be done. So it's going to be really interesting at the end of this, because we'll be able to get an actual picture how we're going to do this.
It's a nice space to work with as well. It's, you know, it's a decent size. Unfortunately, the way the buildings are, they've just been put in the wrong place.
Exactly.
You know, and maximising the space. It won't take long to come down.
Do you ever think of going into the world of design?
No.
Not just demolition, but that's brilliant.
Demolition is design. They're designed to bring it down.
This is going to transform the courtyard space. We've taken out the eyesore that was the condemned building, the old container, and the dilapidated garage. It is all opening the space up, and this is just what this place needed.
You know what's lovely about this here? We're giving a bit of life back to it. It's just brilliant, you know, but this will not finish. It's remarkable, but it's also quite scary because we actually can't turn back now. We've just got to keep moving. Oops. Hope we haven't knocked this down and can't finish it.
Well, we all know you can't make an omelette without demolishing some eggs. Keep the faith, Mark. Onward and upward. Alongside the projects we have been involved with in Bristol, Martin Ashton has been travelling far and wide, meeting other inspiring volunteers and projects around the country. Today, he's in Newcastle.
Nothing brings people together like music. Well, maybe food. But lucky enough, in here, they do both. Let's check it out.
He's come to visit a charity which regularly put on a food-sharing event called Culture Kitchen.
Well, the vibe in here is amazing. Culture Kitchen is all about meeting new people, so that's what I'm going to go and do.
The local hero here is Nick. He understands the importance of getting people out in their community and integrating with other cultures.
Hey, Nick. Hey, Martin. How you doing? Nice to meet you. How's it going? Something smells good. So, tell me all about it.
We're a charity to work with people who are seeking asylum, people who are refugees, to help them become volunteers. And the main volunteering role they do is through this program called Culture Kitchen, where we're bringing people together from all over the world to cook food and to share it with the local communities. Before I started this, I don't think I ever met anyone who was a refugee. And that's really important, to actually do that, to actually go out and meet the people in your community and learn from them. And if we can do that through food, which is something we all share, then that's a really simple way of bringing people together.
And organising this is all voluntary on your behalf?
Yeah,
this isn't your day job to do this?
No, not at all. Everyone involved is a volunteer. So everyone. We don't have any paid staff.
I'm really conscious of the fabulous smell that's coming from the kitchen, and as you said, there's some volunteers in the kitchen tonight that have gone to all the trouble of making this food.
Yeah, it's all cooked with quite a lot of love.
Well, I'd love to try some and get in and meet some of your
I don't even know if there's any left, Martin, but we'll go and have a look.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Hi, Sarah. How's it going? What's on the menu?
On the menu, we have today pakora, chana chaat, pizza, and pakora roll.
Can I have all of it?
You can, certainly, yes.
Sarah came to the UK 5 years ago from Pakistan and felt the pressure settling into a new country.
What got you into it first? Why did you want to come here?
First of all, I'm an asylum seeker, so I was told I'm not allowed to work. That was the main thing. I have done masters in business administration, and suddenly being told that you're not allowed to work. What do you do? Volunteering means, you know, I was able to spend my time somewhere positive. I had something to look forward to. You learn a lot through meeting other people, and you know, it just boosts your confidence as well and self-esteem.
And tonight, this is somewhere where obviously you're coming across different cultures immediately. That's the whole point.
Yes, when you come here, you see first thing, no religion, no race, no gender, humanity comes first.
Just food.
Yeah, just food.
Building up the confidence to integrate into a new country is vital, but can be very difficult. It's the first steps that make all the difference, as Yasia knows only too well.
Everyone at Culture Kitchen has been a big support to you. How have they helped you?
The people here, they are really helpful. A few years ago, when I want to apply for the university, he helped me like what to do, like give me basically direction about.
So you've got a degree now?
Yes, now I'm starting to do master course.
Are you doing your masters now?
Yeah, in microbiology.
In microbiology. Yeah. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
My name is Aya, and I'm 12 years old. I used to live in Syria. We've been here for 2 years. I'm learning how I can eat spicy things or try different food, and I really enjoyed it.
I thought the food was great. It's lovely, delicious. It's a good opportunity to talk to people from countries that are having lots of troubles. We're all from other communities, aren't we?
I think it breaks down barriers. I think it shows people that we may eat different food, but different food is fantastic, and we all have something to share with each other and to contribute to each other, and we can gain so much.
Everyone loves food as well, so it's the best way really to bring people together.
It's about bringing people together from all ages and backgrounds to have fun.
This place is amazing. The band's just kicking off, and I've had some lovely food in the dining room, met some great people. There's so much going for this place. We can really replicate some of it. And Dave, I'm bringing you back a recipe book. You'll be able to use this.
You know, I've been thinking about Eunice and the countless others like her. She just wants fun. Someone to share time with. But can being around others really make a difference? I've called in an academic. Juliet's not just an award-winning designer, but her background in the mental health benefits of gardening have been inspirational as we tackle this project in Easton.
As humans, how important is it for us to have relationships with other people?
Well, I think human beings are hardwired to be social animals. We really are built to be in relationships with each other. And so if, through no fault of your own, you're unable to build and sustain the relationships that you need, it makes it more difficult to have a sense of who you are in relationship to other people. And perhaps that might start to erode your sense of value, how you are valued within the group, within community.
And do you think isolation can affect your health?
I think often people can lose the motivation, really, to look after themselves. I think people who are isolated sometimes find it difficult to get the oomph to cook a meal to go out and get some exercise and can become withdrawn, possibly depressed, and start to neglect themselves. It is possible, yes.
Nikki has done it again and found enough volunteers to run a trial social group at Bagator before we start work on the inside. If it's a success and we can find enough people willing to help with travel, cakes, a sing-song and a dance, Grenville will make it a regular occasion.
We just thought it'd be nice to get everybody together, make it social, hopefully a little bit of fun.
We can do this.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
you see?
that's it. There you go.
But do you want a ringside seat or do you want to be near the back? Let's have you at the front. Let's have you at the front. Where's the front? Is there a party animal inside you, Susan?
I suppose it is, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that cheeky smile.
Tap, tap, elbow turn. Clap.
Eunice, how are you finding it?
Very good.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Because
yes.
sometimes it's that first step, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
And it's awkward, and sometimes it's a lack of confidence. You don't want to make that first step, but once you do and you open the door, you're in.
Yeah, yeah. Got to push yourself.
Everyone else has to be welcoming, because even if you push yourself,
That's right.
and no one comes and says hello,
No, that's right.
It's
It feels awful.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. No problem here today.
It wasn't, was there?
No.
What did we like most, the singing or the dancing or the cake? Or the company, or the company.
The company, really. The company.
Yeah, we got you out.
Yeah.
Got you dancing and jigging.
Yeah, jigging, that's right.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, if anyone was, looking at us now and thinking, should I go or not? What would you say to them?
Oh, yes.
Would you?
Yeah.
Make the effort and go.
Make the effort and go.
Make the effort to go.
Yeah.
I don't go out a lot, and it was good for me.
Was it?
Yeah.
You feel it was worth it?
Yes,
I'm
I
so
think it was
pleased.
worth it.
No, that's brilliant.
Chatting all afternoon, haven't we?
I saw.
Yeah.
Friends, the three of you haven't stopped.
Yeah, those two are together, yeah.
It's so lovely looking at Eunice, making new friends, all of them. They instantly seem to get on. There's a common ground, a common feel, and it's so nice to see her relaxed, enjoying it, really being involved.
And we all know there's nothing better than a good old Christmas sing-song to get us in good spirits. This afternoon hasn't needed a lot of people, but it has put the light on in a lot of lives, and that's good enough for me. We forget that our older population deserve, are capable, and need some fun. Having seen how lonely and isolated Eunice has become, and yet knowing how much fun and zest for life she has, I'm now more determined than ever to get the inside of Bagator improved. And excited to meet up with Grenville and Eunice again to see if it will become a regular date in the calendar.
It's lovely to see you again, Eunice.
And you.
Grenville. So how did you get on at Bagator?
It was a brilliant afternoon. Very good.
Really?
Really enjoyed it, yes. Yes.
And what was it that you liked about it?
Company, mainly.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to have people around that you could chatter to.
Yeah.
You know, I've been on my own for some months now.
Yes.
And it was nice to have people of my own age around for the afternoon,
Yes.
find out what they enjoy doing and whether I could help them at all.
Yes.
And the table that I was on, you know, we were quite a chatty little table most of the afternoon.
Is it something you'd like to see happen on a more permanent basis?
Yes, yes. Because I think you could strike up a permanent friendship then with
Yeah.
with people.
I think no matter what your age, you can end up having lots of acquaintances and not that many friends, can't you? And it's...
That's right. You get to know people as you're walking along the street and give them a wave, but they're not people that you know.
No.
You need to be talking to them over a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something like that. And
Did you find you were meeting people in a similar position to yourself?
yes, yes, several of them on the table were in the same position as me. Yes.
Yes.
So that was useful conversations.
Yeah.
You know, that was a good way round.
And there's
yes.
always strength in solidarity, isn't it? And
There is, yes. And
Yeah.
they were very friendly people. They were very friendly
good,
people.
good. So, Grenville, if we could get the volunteers, is this something you could see we could do on a more permanent basis at Bagator?
Oh, yeah, without question. And singing's fun as well, isn't it? Just to join together and have a good old sing-song. And so, yes, I mean, if we could get the volunteers, we could be singing regularly.
That's right,
And
yes.
singing your favourite songs.
Singing my favourite songs. Most of which I can never remember the names of, but I know the tunes when they come up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you can't be miserable when you're singing, can you?
No, you can't. No, no.
So we'll start a session at Bagator.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should be there.
Good.
Right, we better get some more volunteers then. Nikki, what was the catering like? Next time, Mark gets hands-on as we start rebuilding our community hub.
This is an absolutely brilliant country that we live in. People will just help. When you need it, they're there.
Martin Ashton experiences the life-enhancing work volunteers do.
This bit was awesome.
Wow!
Yes!
And we give a vital community playground a new lease of life.